Card in a different world, domain collision, card master is respected. Goblin expansion pack, Blood Clan expansion pack, Dragon expansion pack, and Lu Cheng, who has traveled here, possesses a unique Eastern mythological card expansion pack. XX, the epic card Anubis Golden Retriever, has been released from its cage. If you don't kneel down and give up, what else do you want to do? Lu Cheng. I want to tell you a myth. XX, how brave. I love listening to dead people tell myths the most. I will set up a stage for you, opening up the 4th level dual domain, Lost Golden City. Is this stage big enough? Please start your performance. Lu Cheng, shaking his head. It's smaller, the pattern is smaller. I command that the 10th level dual domain, Heavenly Court, return to its position, the 10th level dual domain, Yudu, unfold, and the 10th level dual domain, Shenzhou, descend. Douyu enhancement begins. I summon the mythical wonder cards Huangquan, Yaoqi. Kunlun Mountain. 3 domain linkage, domain synthesis. Super level dual domain. 3 realms and 9 provinces. Ah, wait a moment. Brother, I haven't even started talking yet. Why are you carrying the Golden City and running away? Keywords of the novel. Showdown, my deck comes from Dongfang Wupop Up. Showdown, my deck comes from Dongfang TXT Complete Collection Download. Showdown, my deck comes from Dongfang Latest Chapter Reading. Chapter 1. The people are gone, the golden finger comes. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1. The people are gone, the golden finger comes. Unbelievable. Lu Cheng cut open the artery of the eagle body demon floating nest like a surgical knife. The dual domain has collapsed. The opponent has no cards left. Give up. The opponent has given up. Lu Cheng has won. This battle will surely go down in history. I declare that he will be the youngest in the history of the kingdom. The Hall-level card dueling master. 3 years later, on the border of the Winter Lion Kingdom. The raging wind and snow crushed the remaining trace of temperature to pieces. The wooden cabin was precarious in the blizzard. Lu Cheng, curled up on the wooden bed inside the house, couldn't help but tremble. The main reason is not the piercing cold, what really hurts is the intense pain that comes from deep in the mind. One after another, like a wave sweeping through all limbs and bones. 3 years have passed, but I still haven't fully adapted to this intense pain, and it's even more painful today. The trembling of the body cannot be stopped, and the forehead is covered in fine sweat. He exploded the entire deck, lost the brain domain deck, and the card player was basically dead. The intense pain and emptiness in the brain domain would soon kill the card player. Everything originated from the game 3 years ago, where he fought his best to defeat a duel master, but was accused of playing fake matches and was shamelessly attacked by the dealer. In extreme danger, he overloaded all his cards, exploded his deck, and killed all the chasing players, fleeing to the border of the Winter Lion Kingdom. Lu Cheng lasted for a full 3 years, but unfortunately, the brain domain card group exploded and it was difficult to save the immortals. Now his consciousness is gradually blurring. Although the other party had already paid a heavy price back then, they were ultimately unwilling to accept it. The past is like a white horse passing through a gap. He came across time and suddenly wore it while working. This is a card world, where cards integrate into every aspect of life. The basic cards that people come into contact with, use, and make in their daily lives are called basic cards. Chefs can cook noodles, while clothing chefs can weave black stockings. The card continent is incredibly huge, much larger than the earth where land was before, and humans are not the only protagonists on this vast land. The continent is filled with deadly dangers everywhere. People use the power of cards to expand their territory, establish themselves and develop in this world. Here, the card master is revered, duels are prevalent, and people are extremely martial. As for the source of the cards. Cards are divided into basic cards and expansion pack cards. Everyone can learn to make and use basic cards, which are divided into 5 levels. Ordinary, Rare, Epic, Legendary, and Mythological, with 10 stars per level. They are white, blue, purple, gold, and red respectively. The expansion pack card and the basic card have the same level, but the difference is that the back of the regular card is empty, while the back of the expansion pack card has different patterns. According to research by scientists, the card continent overlaps with another virtual plane, which leads to the random appearance of some special points on the Earth, known as the card expansion pack secret realm, which is the only source of expansion pack cards. Every card's secret realm is a unique adventure. Goblin Dungeon, the border of the Dark Forest, and the 13th Lighthouse of the Evil Sea. The cards produced in the secret realm include weapon cards, summoning cards, skill cards, transformation cards, and so on, all of which are basically complete sets. A small secret realm is like a small card pack, which may contain several ordinary level cards. With good luck, it may also encounter rare cards for adventurers to obtain, while large secret realms are mostly controlled by families, which are extremely twisted and dangerous, and may also produce more high-quality expansion pack cards. Usually, after thousands of years of exhausting the strength of the entire clan, they cannot be fully explored. In fact, it can also be said that a large secret realm has created a family. For example, the famous dragon family has nurtured generation after generation of elite children carrying dragon decks through the secret realm, Dragon Ridge Mountain Range. A basic rare equipment card, Precision Forged Spear, Ruby, usually cannot defeat the same level expansion pack card, Thebes Spear. Expansion cards are very precious, ordinary expansion cards are expensive, rare ones are even more valuable without a market, and the upper level is not a matter of money, and there is a very small chance that card players can harvest the secret realm as domain cards by chance, which is the Duel realm. Dueling domain and scene cards are different, which can be understood as the domain owner's own space or large-scale dungeons that can be cultivated independently. Not only does it have home advantage, but it can also give huge bonuses to cards of the same class. Domain card players can be said to be invincible at the same level. Lu Cheng believed that he did not embarrass the traveler, and upon arriving here, he quickly became a card player and obtained several epic level cards. In the most popular sport on the card continent, Card Master Duel, Lu Cheng quickly emerged. The final battle is on the duel stage in Echo Bay of the Heavenly Holy Empire, where the opponent is a duel master and a genuine domain card master. This is an extremely unequal duel, and no one thinks that Lu Cheng will win. Teenagers fighting against famous masters. Will regular card players defeat domain card players? Arabian Nights. The odds offered off the field can naturally be predicted, and no one bought a 10-second plate that Lu Cheng could hold on to, let alone a winning plate. When Lu Cheng chopped down the floating nest, the whole scene was boiling after the off-site inventory. Surprisingly, there was a huge amount of money that bought Lu Cheng and won. The banker cannot afford to pay for this money. The mastermind behind Echo Bay can only do everything possible to smear this game as a fake match. It's not easy to slander a card player, let alone a duel master, but Lu Cheng rose too quickly and was usually very low-key. Coupled with the fact that this game was very unpopular, the result was too unbelievable. If it were a fake match, people would be able to believe and accept it. Moreover, the opponent's duel master, in order to maintain his reputation and strength, actually admitted to a fake match and never stepped into the arena. Next, there is only one question, which is that if Lu Cheng himself is alive, all he needs to do is play another game. The rumor of fake matches can be easily debunked. In the end, he will be highly regarded and cannot be moved anymore. Therefore, he must not be allowed to live. My thoughts gradually returned. Lu Cheng knew that losing the deck and being able to hold on for 3 years was an unheard of miracle. He tried hard, but in this world, it's not enough effort to survive. Blurred vision, consciousness gradually detached. The pain and cold are almost imperceptible. Oh my God, it's getting dark. Soul returns. Go, Lord Hungan. What sound? In the mist, Lu Cheng seemed to hear an old voice humming softly. The rhythm seems to be Chu Ci. Lu Cheng suddenly woke up, his bony pain swept away, and he quickly looked around. The entire sky was grey and lifeless, with a rushing river in front of me. I was thrown onto the shore like a torn sack. What kind of underworld is this? Where are you? Soul returns. You have no place in this secluded city. The sound continued, and Lu Cheng hurriedly searched for the source of the sound. Quickly, he noticed a rundown small boat floating by the river, as if it could be shattered by huge waves at any time. A boatman sat at the bow of the boat. It seemed that he was the master of the sound. Although the other person is wearing a bamboo hat, their appearance cannot be seen clearly. But Lu Cheng could tell at a glance that the other party was extraordinary. The small boat didn't drip, and the huge waves beside the boat seemed to dance to the rhythm. Is there actually someone here? Lu Cheng quickly approached and asked, "Sir, may I ask where this is?" Upon hearing Lu Cheng's question, the old man did not look up, only smiled. Day is water, night is blood, Nahe River, Nahe How. This place is called Nahe River. Nahe River. Upon hearing this, Lu Cheng stood still on the spot, his memory circulating in his mind. When he realized it, he was greatly surprised in his heart. In his previous life in China, he was naturally familiar with the legend of the Nahe Bridge, but when he traveled to the card continent, Lu Cheng witnessed a variety of strange cards, but only without any Eastern mythology. Unexpectedly, after death, I saw Nahe River. It looks like I'm burping my butt. What's in front of me is the ferryman, right? After being shocked, Lu Cheng sighed and found a stone on the shore, then sat down. You always come to ferry me, right? I'm a bit seasick, could you slow down later? Well, it's better to die in one's own dungeon than in hell, but unfortunately, the mastermind behind falsely accusing oneself couldn't be completely killed. Beautiful. The old man's voice sounded like a bell. I crossed the dead, but I earned money from living people. I just brought your kid over from there and vomited my whole boat. Do you want to die again? Do you want to go on a free trip? Ah. Lu Cheng didn't react for a moment, but the information in front of him suddenly appeared. Yin Yang Ferryman Expansion Pack. Eastern Ghost Talk Summoning Card Level. Legend 1 Card Skill 1. Ghost of the Ghost City, immune to physical damage and possessing the characteristics of a soul body, Card Skill 2. Young Fairy, limited skill that allows the soul of a deceased person to be resurrected, can restore the card, requires all energy to activate, and the target strength cannot exceed half of oneself. After activation, the card will disappear for 3 years and be downgraded to Seeking the Riverine Difference, obtaining new card faces and abilities, Card Skill 3. Legend. The Golden Legend. Although it is only a legendary level 1, if we take it out, it will definitely cause a huge sensation and various forces will compete. Old sir, did you save me? Hehe, it was you who saved yourself. After death, your soul basically dissipates, but your soul is extremely resilient, and I can only make a profit from you. The old man stretched lazily and stood up from the bow of the boat, looking shorter than Lu Cheng. The time has come. I have violated the regulations of Yudu and will be dismissed from my post and imprisoned for 3 years. I have taken all your strength and still owe you a sum of money. When I come out, you must return me a big boat, otherwise hehe. The old man on the bow suddenly looked up, and under his hat was an extremely fierce and twisted face. His eyes were bloodshot, and a red light fiercely shot at Lu Cheng's face. Seeing the old man's face, Lu Cheng was greatly surprised. When he looked back, the river was empty, and there was no trace of the old man. After being surprised, Lu Cheng was completely sober. Live. Are you not dreaming? Lu Cheng shook his head fiercely and ran to the river, washing his face with the Nahe River water. Discovery Secret Realm. Nameless beach on the west bank of the Nahe River, expansion pack. Eastern mythology, discoverable cards. For cards, the extremely irresponsible ferryman threw you here like garbage, and even the Empress Hoodoo may not be able to name this place. Now, it's up to you. Live. I'm still alive. The key is that I can feel the brain domain deck again. Lu Cheng was overjoyed. Isn't it just about losing all your energy and practicing again? From the Eastern expansion pack, but on the West Coast. Lu Cheng roared up to the sky. 30 years of labor and capital in Hedong are now in Hashi. Dear Yenzu, now starting from the recommended reading, please remember to bookmark and follow up. Thank you, big brothers. If I could cast a few votes, it would be even better. End of this chapter. Chapter 2. Nahe River. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2. Nahe River. Lu Cheng has repeatedly confirmed that his energy has indeed been basically emptied. The energy level of the card master is very easy to understand. Using cards requires energy consumption, and the level of cards a card player can use is determined by their level. The second criterion in the classification of card master energy levels is: if a card player can use 2 cards of the same level without relying on external forces, they should be considered to belong to that level. Although the level of a card player cannot represent their strength, only high-level cards can be used with high levels, otherwise they cannot be fired even with guns. Before, Lu Cheng was a gold card player. Although he did not receive a gold card, he could only add up to 8 high-star purple cards to the brain domain card group for use. Now, he has estimated that it is about a 2-star white level, and using a 3-star white card is enough. This is what the ferryman sees as money. However, the ferryman received money, and the service was quite thoughtful. In addition to having a complete soul, the body was also restored to its peak level. The brain domain deck that was destroyed due to overload has also been repaired, and he will no longer be troubled by headaches. He bowed deeply towards the river. Although the ferryman is greedy for money, although as the ferryman said, it was the pain of these 3 years that made Lu Cheng's soul extremely strong and resilient, which enabled him to survive. But saving oneself is a fact. Moreover, he helped Lu Cheng open the door to a new world. Looking at the rushing Nahe River in front of him, Lu Cheng was filled with emotions. Originally, the card expansion pack from my hometown has been on me since time travel. I killed many people who framed me back then, but it wasn't enough. This time, we must return to the Heavenly Holy Empire with the Eastern deck, eliminate all those who falsely accused us back then, and reclaim our own dual master rank. Lu Cheng took a deep breath, and in front of him was the real treasure trove. Surprisingly, for expansion pack cards can be found on such a small riverbank, and there are no other card players competing at all. I have already seen one of the yin-yang ferry passengers, so there are only 3 left. Of course we need everything. However, Lu Cheng is not a reckless person. Take another look at the surrounding environment. There should have been a ghost that stumbled and fell into the water in the Nahe River, but this place is too remote and there is not a ghost. The water is still relatively clear. Upon closer inspection, there are actually fish swimming in the river. Lu Cheng frowned. The fish in the Nahe River. It looks faintly visible, this must be an expansion pack card. By the river, can you stop fishing? Seize a chance, Lu Cheng will cut off. You should know that in addition to professions like Magic Card Master and Summoning Card Master that lose skills or release babies, transforming into a Card Master and Melee Card Master all require personal experience. Lu Cheng used to be a War Card Master, and although he has lost most of his energy now, his physical strength is at the level of a true dueling master. Catching a fish is not yet within reach. Empty. Although I caught it, but my hand feels like nothing. Lu Cheng tried a few more times. Just now I understood. These fish have no substance at all. They are ghost fish from the Nahe River. It's really difficult now. The sky around gradually darkened, and the Nahe River in front of me suddenly changed. The rushing river water suddenly turned into a blood-red color. No. When the strong smell of blood rushed in, Lu Cheng confirmed that blood was flowing in the river. Day is water, night is blood. What the ferryman said is not false. Lu Chengxin can't help roast that this is going to the hospital, and no one has to donate blood voluntarily. Blood surged in front of us, and even normal people wouldn't continue to fish in the river. We had to look at the river and sigh. This ghost fish, visible but intangible, is clearly an expansion pack card that cannot be caught. Lu Cheng's heart is simply itching and unable to bear it. After pondering for a while, people say that within a radius of 10 miles, there must be something to restrain the poison. Will there also be something around that can catch ghost fish? Look around. Behind my riverbank is a small forest. Lu Cheng's energy is low now and he doesn't have any cards. It would be foolish to venture into the forest recklessly. However, this does not mean that one cannot pick up branches or other things on the outskirts of the forest. To become rich, one must first prune the trees, let alone the trees by the Nahe River, which are not very normal at first glance. Perhaps they are also expansion cards. 1 hour later. You have obtained the Soul-Suppressing Willow, 3. Soul-Suppressing Willow, 3, Expansion Pack. Eastern Mythology. Yudu Material Card Level. Normal 2 Introduction. Plants that can be seen everywhere in the underworld seem to have an inhibitory effect on the soul body. Card Skill 1. Wood LV3, Soul Willow can be used as level 3 wood, note. Normal Oak has a strength of LV1, card skill 2. Soul Suppression Willow has weak soul body damage and defense effects that can be stacked, evolutionary mode 1. Natural Growth, in Yudu, the Soul Suppressing Willow can grow naturally, evolutionary mode 2. Mind Nurturing, this card can accept Mind Nurturing, evolution mode 3. Watering with Fresh Blood evolution mode 4. Soul Sacrifice evolution mode 5. Being processed as materials into other equipment, buildings, etc. evolutionary mode 6. The 3 next to the card name indicates that there are 3 cards with the same name stacked on the card. Lu Cheng knew that if stacked too much, it could even become a Soul-Suppressing Willow Forest, or a Soul-Suppressing Willow Woodpile. This can all be considered as a card. Of course, it can be opened by the card maker when using it. Looking at the attributes of the card, Lu Cheng sighed, no wonder this willow tree is so difficult to handle. Surprisingly, its material strength is level 3. Lu Cheng looked at the cards in his hand with mixed emotions. Finally, he was able to obtain and use the cards again. Only by losing them can he know how to cherish them. What a ghost. In front of me is a vast grove of willow trees. He has only seen such a scene in his life, and the expansion pack secret realm outside is mostly as clean as being licked by a dog. If he can find 1 or 2, he will burn high incense. This Nima, now all in front of me, is the Soul-Suppressing Willow. Got rich. Why don't you do any duel masters? Let's set a small goal first and wipe out Yudu. If it weren't for the upheaval, Lu Cheng might have just done it. Find a small place and toss these wooden cards on dozehigh.com, earn a lot of money, eat delicious food and drink spicy food, play with girls, and have a happy and carefree life. The reality is that cards have brought extraordinary productivity and technology to this world, but they have also brought more brutal social rules. Strong people stand tall, class is strict, royal power, nobility, family, and tycoons without strength. Don't try to live on 1 acre of land, don't even think about it. Lu Cheng stopped his thoughts and divided out a soul-calming willow. His energy level is too weak now, and using the soul-suppressing willow costs him 7 or 8 times. Lu Cheng couldn't help but shake his head. Card players need to replenish energy by not only resting, but also relying on external forces. The most common way is through the energy potion cards made by potion card players. However, Lu Cheng is poor and has nothing, and the most basic energy potion is not something he can afford. This willow tree is not big, but apart from its branches and leaves, its main trunk is much thicker than its arms. Moreover, the hardness of grade 3 wood is on par with the stones on the shore, making it difficult to polish. However, Lu Cheng is very patient. He is very skilled in this technique. In the escape and kill format of card battles, card players often need to make card weapons on the spot to subdue animals and fight. It's getting dark, but the sky in Utah shines with red light at night, and you can still see it clearly. I don't know how long it has been. Your card, Soul Suppressing Willow, has changed. Evolution Option 1. You will take 2 good short branches, try to horizontally polish the wood in your hand, and make a simple grip. You will receive a card, Wood Short Blade, 2, Soul Suppressing Willow, with a success rate of 74.3%. Evolution Option 2. If you keep the main trunk and rotate and polish it repeatedly, you will receive a card called Wooden Spear, Soul Suppressing Willow, with a success rate of 47.1%. Degradation Option 1. If you rudely deal with the pitiful wood in front of you, you will receive a card, Spirit Wood, 14, with a success rate of 100%. Degradation Option 2. End of this chapter. Chapter 3. Disordered Secret Realm. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3. Disordered Secret Realm Evolution, Choose 2. Lu Cheng polished it meticulously, sawdust flying, and the spear gradually began to take shape. Click. The spear tip broke due to excessive force. Evolution failed. You have obtained a card, Spirit Wood, 3. It's okay, I just came into contact with the Soul Suppressing Willow and the material is not yet familiar. Just have another one, and I estimate the success rate this time will be over 70%. After sitting for a while, Lu Chengjing's energy was almost restored. Nahe looked a bit shabby, but this time his blue speed is really fast, almost twice that of the outside world. This indicates that exercising energy levels here can also achieve a growth rate effect, which is an unexpected joy. I used another Soul Suppressing Willow. Start polishing. As expected by Lu Cheng, the success rate has increased to 78.1% this time. You have obtained the card, Wooden Spear, Soul Suppressing Willow. Wooden Spear, Soul Suppressing Willow, Expansion Pack. Eastern Mythology. Yudu Equipment Card Level. Normal 3 Introduction. A handmade rough spear made of soul calming willow. Card Skill 1. Resilience, this spear is more durable than a regular wooden spear. Card Skill 2. Soul Kill, this wooden spear deals slight soul damage when dealing damage. Evolutionary Mode. Unknown, what you need is this special effect. Whether it's a spirit body or a ghost type, as long as it's a pure soul body, physical attacks are almost ineffective and require the use of pure silver bullet. Emblem, and holy water. Spirit body, beta use special expansion cards like this to deal with it. The spear in hand also has a similar effect, although the effect is weak, it is definitely more than enough to pierce the fish. Using these ordinary level 3 cards is almost approaching his current ability limit. Lu Cheng flipped it twice, and the spear was indeed quite sturdy. Then he cast his evil gaze on the river. It took a whole night to make the spear, but the blood and water of the Nahe River have disappeared and have been restored to clear water. Good job, little fish, here we go. Ghost Carp, 11.8 kilograms, upstream of the Nahe River, Expansion Pack. Eastern Mythology. Yudu Summoning Card Level. Normal 3 Introduction. Ghost Carp has the effect of nourishing souls, and the 3 broken souls of water ghosts flock to them. In order to avoid hunting, they usually appear in the water with fewer water ghosts in the capital city. So far, the largest individual was caught by the king of Chu River in Huangquan, weighing 342 kilograms. Card Skill 1. Ghostization, unable to control, they will ghost when in danger, immune to physical damage. Evolution Method 1. Steaming, it is recommended to combine this card with cards such as scallions, salt, etc., and steam over low heat for 20 minutes before combining and evolving, Evolutionary Mode 2. Braised in brown sauce Evolution Mode 3. Boiling in water Evolutionary Mode 4. Emma, introduce this card to Lu Cheng and show him how hungry he is. Although there is no seasoning, using spiritual wood to light a fire and grill fish, at least temporarily survival is not a problem. Lu Cheng didn't catch too much either. His brain domain card deck, like his backpack, has a capacity limit. His current strength is low, and his card deck capacity is almost full. The urgent task now is to understand the rules of this secret realm. He has experienced many secret realms and knows that each one is different. The opening and closing times of secret realms, as well as the acquisition of cards, have their own rules. He is currently unaware of the rules of the secret realm in front of him. I lowered my head and pondered for a while. Currently, you can find 4 cards. If you have already discovered 3 cards, then there is still 1 card left. This last card, Lu Cheng already has an idea. Expansion pack cards are usually strange, and the environment in front of them can be called strange. This river water doesn't look normal no matter what, okay. Fortunately, obtaining the Nahe River was relatively easy. Lu Cheng held it in his hand and obtained the card. I heard that if you want to obtain the holy water, you need to take a sip. If the Nahe River is the same, and you take a sip, I don't know if the ferryman will come back to save you again. Nahe River, a handful, expansion pack. Eastern mythology. Yudu consumption card level. Normal 3 introduction. Nahe River, day is water, night is blood, trapping the soul inside the river, unable to escape for a long time. Card skill 1. Underworld water source. During the day, this card is considered water, and at night it no longer possesses the characteristics of water. This card can provide necessary ecology for water creatures and ghost cards in the underworld. Evolutionary Mode 1. Unknown lets all live together. You have discovered all the current expansion pack cards. Survive to advance the progress bar. When the progress bar is full, you will randomly encounter an anecdote, rumor, or myth related to the underworld. Lu Cheng felt a chill in his heart. Disordered secret realm. The vast majority of secret realm rules in this world are orderly, with the most common being that the secret realm is regularly closed and opened, and tasks are performed to obtain specific cards. The rules of the secret realm in front of us are obviously a typical disordered secret realm. The vast land of China is praised for its progress in advancing the mythological stage with a progress bar, and encountering a random anecdote, rumor, or myth. The benefits of unordered secret realms are usually high, and besides being able to die, there is nothing bad about it. This is a secluded city, let alone a myth. If you have a bit of bad luck, you can come across something from the underworld in the anecdotes. Can you survive? However, thinking about these things doesn't help the current situation. Let's live for now. The progress bar is progressing slowly. Lu Cheng silently counted in his heart. It will take about a day and a half to reach the top. But because there is no clock, this is not very accurate. The problem we are facing now is whether or not to roast fish to eat. I have been hungry for a whole day, and if I continue to starve for another day and a half, there may be some problems. But what about water? Eating fish will inevitably accelerate thirst, making it even more problematic. The Nahe River is considered water during the day, so can it be consumed during the day? Not necessarily. The water in the human body is not completely excreted within a day, so at night, the water in the body undergoes sexual changes, which can be disastrous. Thinking so, even willow leaves dare not chew casually. Lu Cheng sat down to save energy and closed his eyes to retrain his energy use. Water system, fire system, and so on, the vast majority of energy can be absorbed and converted into a unified energy, known as universal energy, also known as the card cost by the card player. Although cards such as energy potions can be used to replenish costs, they are usually expensive, have a small amount of recovery, slow recovery, and rely heavily on the energy possessed by the card player in tense battles. There are many ways to exercise the energy level of a card master, and the most commonly used one is to continuously absorb and use it to expand the energy container, which is similar to exhaling. This way, you can use more cards or higher cost cards in battles, but besides tuna, there are also some more obscure things like vampire. Lu Cheng exercised for a while, and soon the feeling of hunger slowly crawled out of his stomach, while his thirst became even more unbearable. He dared not take risks and could only endure it. As time passed by, Lu Cheng suddenly opened his eyes. In order to ensure a smooth year in the village, the girl wearing a wedding dress was sunk to the bottom of the river. She is now floating on the Nahe River, not accepted by ghosts and gods. She is searching and looking, coming towards you. End of this chapter. Chapter 4. Little Sister. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4. Little Sister, I'm super. Lu Cheng jumped in surprise. The river is still flowing. Something did indeed appear on the distant river surface. Lu Cheng took a deep breath and fixed his gaze on it. A touch of red. It's over, it's all TM. It's over. There is still hope for white, but there is no hope for red. Are you running? How to run? Do you want to play? Looking at the card in hand, the wooden spear, soul-suppressing willow. Should we stop joking? The red color is getting closer and closer, and the shape can already be clearly seen. It's really a red wedding dress. But only the wedding dress. Where is little sister in red? Lu Cheng stared intently at the hint of red, unable to breathe. Suddenly, he seemed to remember something and suddenly turned back. There is nothing but emptiness. Lu Cheng turned around again. The wedding dress on the river floats quietly on the water in front of me. The waves on the water are rough, but the clothes remain motionless, and the picture is indescribably eerie. No, little sister, do we have to play so exciting? Your clothes are in front, I'm going to turn around. No, why don't you put on your clothes first? Lu Cheng suddenly felt his throat and heart being clenched. A strong smell of blood mixed with crazy shivers penetrated from all around. Chow, I knew it was this ending. Red clothes want to kill him, but they can't fight or hide. I can't even see my face. No way, it's just been resurrected. I must start struggling immediately. Lu Cheng couldn't catch his breath, but his brain was still moving wildly. He carefully considered the opening paragraph. In order to ensure a smooth year in the village, the girl wearing a wedding dress was sunk to the bottom of the river. She is now floating on the Nahe River, not accepted by ghosts and gods. She is searching and looking, coming towards you. What is she looking for? Why don't ghosts and gods accept it? Why don't you care? Her life is running out. In a moment of urgency, Lu Cheng shouted forcefully. Little sister, cough up. Let's communicate for a while. If ghosts and gods don't accept it, I'll take it, and I'll take care of you. Suddenly, the pressure around the body dissipated like a tide. Lu Cheng fell and sat on the ground, panting heavily. 1 second later, the heart is about to be crushed, and there is no doubt that one will die. Red clothes are really unreasonable. After resting for a while, I turned around to take a look. A card lay quietly on the ground, and the blood stains around the card seeped into the ground. I'll go, is that all? I'm alive now, and I even picked up a card, isn't it earned by blood? Lu Cheng picked up the card, which was a white card with a faint light. The back of the card, like a ghost carp, was a unique pattern of the underworld in the underworld. Flipping to the front, the card face was very beautiful. It was a young lady in red who was waiting to be married. She had seen many other expansion packs, but this was the little girl from the Oriental Paper Man, whom she had not seen in many years. Lu Cheng was in a great mood to see it. After reading the card introduction, my face turned pale. Wedding Girl, Red, Expansion Pack. Eastern Mythology. Yudu summoning card health. 2020 its energy. None level. Normal 6 introduction. Without further ado, it's a celebration. Card skill 1. Joy, the bride-dressed girl summons the Swona team, giving the surrounding biological cards a weak boost effect. Card skill 2. Heaven and earth do not accept, the card holder will consume soul power instead of energy every day, and summoning the card also requires consuming soul instead of energy. Card skill 3. Resentment, the card starts counting when it appears, and any unit that damages the card will receive resentment. Card skill 4. Jade Death, when a girl in wedding dress dies in battle, replace the card face with red-clothed demon and summon it. Evolutionary approach. Slash her, red-clad fierce ghost expansion pack. Eastern mythology. Yudu summoning card health. 4444/4444 energy. None level. Epic 2 introduction. She's right there, what? Can't you see it? Card skill 1. Auspicious time has arrived, the red-clad demon ignores the distance and teleports to the target marked with resentment to launch an attack. The red-clad demon's damage to the resentful target will increase significantly. Card skill 2. Sorrow, the red-robed ghost summons the Paperman Swona team, causing shock and fear effects on biological units, allowing the Paperman to launch attacks. Card skill 3. Grim Ghost, when in the presence of the red suit, the card holder consumes 10 times their soul speed. Note that the red suit cannot summon back to the deck. Card skill 4. Killing Intent Surge, every time a resentful marker carrier is eliminated, their resentful marker will be transferred to other carriers. Note that if a card carrying a marker is called back, the marker will be transferred to the card player. Card skill 5. Calm, when all resentment markers disappear, replace the card face with Bride Girl, red, and return to the deck. No, it's not. I guess things are not that simple. What kind of hell is this? This is really a blood pie falling from the sky. She doesn't need to pay for some cards, she's dying. Stay in the deck and absorb your soul, and double your soul absorption when you appear. If this little sister accidentally dies, it will be a lot of fun. The soul absorption is super doubled, and she cannot be summoned back actively. She must eliminate all cards and card players that have harmed her before unless it's a fight to the death. Everyone has a sense of propriety in normal duels. Isn't this a trap for Dad? This card's surface attributes can be said to be exceptionally powerful, but the star rating is completely dragged down by the huge side effects. With this card, Lu Cheng felt like his entire deck was in the underworld. Chronic suicide if nurtured, immediate death if not nurtured. What's this called? The nonsense is over. The secret realm will be closed within 1 hour. The prompt interrupted Lu Cheng's thoughts. I don't have time to think too much, fishing. To maintain the wedding girl, currently we can only rely on eating ghost carp. The wind and snow poured into the house through the dilapidated window, sweeping through Lu Cheng's not too thick clothes. It's a bit cold. Of course, it's just a bit. Lu Cheng glanced around and confirmed that he had returned to reality, in the small house on the border of the Winter Lion Kingdom. I quickly checked my body. Intact. It's really repaired well, and my head doesn't hurt anymore. The cold wind no longer poses any threat to him. Lu Cheng bounced up from the bed. Quickly examine the decks in your brain. Wedding Girl, red, soul suppressing willow, 2, spirit wood chai, wooden spear, soul suppressing willow, ghost carp, 7, Nahe water, 7 fish. The upper limit is reached, and now his strength is still too low. Fortunately, the little sister's wedding dress form does not consume much, and her soul power is also very strong. She can withstand it for a while, but how should she enter after leaving the Nahe secret realm? Wait a moment. Lu Cheng's breath suddenly froze. There is still a card floating quietly in the deepest part of my deck. The other cards are facing upwards. where you can see swaying willows or swimming carp in the wind, or the little sister tidying up her clothes. However, this one is a card with the back facing upwards. The back of the card was shining with a shiny black light. There were also faint visible blood lines on it. In this world, 3-year-old children know that regular cards are white, rare cards are blue, epic cards are purple, legendary cards are gold, and almost no one has seen red mythological cards. As the rank of the card increases, white will emit white light and blue will emit blue light, and now the deck in front of me this black blood streak. End of this chapter. Chapter 5. Future Plans. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5 Future Plans. Lu Cheng carefully flipped the black card over to the front and observed carefully. The card face is a closed door. No, it's a pass. The two peaks on both sides are in opposition, with yin qi swirling around. The towering gate is closed for thousands of feet, creating a strong sense of oppression. Above the gate, there is a plaque with 3 large characters. Iron painting and silver hook. Ghost Gate. Lu Cheng, this Chinese person, quickly understood. Douyu. Yudu. We can still go back. Lu Chenggang was just worried that if he couldn't return to Yudu again, the young ladies in the deck would be able to suck him up in less than 6 months. But the question is how to go back. This card is completely unable to view information. That's not right. There is only one piece of information available. Energy. 0%, it's okay then. It is said to be energy, but it seems that the entire article is filled with the words, making money. It should be recharging the card. When the energy is full, the ghost gate on the card will open again and you can enter it again. Lu Chengshen took a deep breath and gave it a little try. Inject your weak energy into Yudu. Unfortunately, no bubbles have emerged and the energy is still 0%. It looks like this card has a big appetite. Gu, hunger strikes. Thinking of his appetite, Lu Chengkai remembered that he had not eaten anything for almost 2 days. Pushing open the door, the wind is still blowing. Holding a handful of snow on the ground and rubbing it, the wind and snow turned into a dirty piece of snow. Lu Cheng entered the house and took out the old pot, made of iron, card, and lit the firewood. He didn't have the luxury of using the spiritual firewood cut by the Nahe River. This card may have other uses. Wood, plus, old pot, plus, snow, melting, plus, ghost carp. After a few breaths, the bonfire jumped. Cards are undergoing combinatorial evolution. You have obtained ghost carp soup. Lu Cheng has poor cooking skills and does not have a seasoning card. The quality is naturally poor, but it still has a slight effect of restoring soul power. Lu Cheng knew that this card could only restore lost soul power, but could not increase the resilience and maximum soul power of the soul. His soul power is almost full now, and eating ghost carp just to fill his stomach is too wasteful. Why don't you just do it for a while and spend some soul power shouting out the red clothes? Anyway, it will be replenished after eating. Summon, bride girl, red. The white card turned into scattered white light and disappeared. In an instant, a graceful figure appeared in front of me. In an instant, the dilapidated room became festive. The girl stood quietly beside Lu Cheng. Lu Cheng still felt a little uneasy in his heart, but on second thought. Chow, labor and management have just come back to life. Who hasn't died yet? What am I afraid of her for? Lu Cheng. Little sister, are you cold? Red clothes. Lu Cheng. Are you hungry or not? Red clothes. Lu Cheng. Come and have some together. The girl walked slowly to the fire, knelt down gently, took out a bowl with her jade hand, gently lifted the lid, and brought the ghost carp soup to her vermilion lips. Ding, because the fish soup is too bad to drink, your card wedding dress girl, red, has a favorability rating of 0.1, I'll go. Lu Cheng was very dissatisfied. After 2 days of hunger and half a day of hard work, the little sister despised it even before she could eat it herself. She doesn't eat, she eats it herself. Lu Cheng took out a bowl and put it into his mouth. Puff, it's really disgusting. Ghost carp has a special taste that is really difficult to swallow when boiled directly in water. Lu Cheng shook his head, took out another bowl, squeezed his nose, and poured it down. Red clothes still knelt quietly on the side, without saying a word. Lu Cheng put down his bowl. Having eaten enough, I couldn't help feeling warm. Life is like fish soup in front of you, bitter, but can you still satisfy it by swallowing it hard? How about risking your life? Girl, you know what? Last time I wanted to stand alone as a duel master, and that's all a trap. How can we deal with it this time? Red clothes still remained silent. It's very dangerous. The enemy has been operating for a long time and has a great influence. The enemy, my current strength is low, and it may be better to hide, but ultimately, it's difficult to calm down. Only by dying once can one know the value of life, but if one lives timidly from now on, it will probably be difficult to ascend to the arena of duels in this lifetime. Looking at the black card in my mind and the bride-dressed girl in front of me. How can one hesitate to move forward with a hometown card set in mind? Dueling master, fighting against heaven and earth, braving thorns on the way, what are you afraid of? I've decided, I'm going to take my own deck and kill back. No, that's not enough. Lu Cheng stood up and clenched his fists. I want to make myself a sky-high odds again, and finally stand on the stage of the Echo Bay duel, leaving them empty-handed. If they have a debt of blood, it should be paid with blood. And upon hearing the blood debt and compensation, the temperature inside the house plummeted. The card resonates, and the girl in the wedding dress, red, has a liking rating of +100. Unlock card favorite skill. You can use your favorability to actively quell the resentment of the red shirt. Lu Cheng suddenly turned back and looked at the girl in red who was also standing up. Suddenly, the sound of Swona and music echoed around, followed by a secluded female voice. The 3 realms and 4 states have nothing to seek and cannot be saved. The next day, Lu Cheng connected to the Kashi website. 3 years have passed, the brain has been repaired, and the village is finally connected to the internet. Kashiwang, whose origin is unknown, has been a mythological level eternal domain card jointly built and maintained by major empires since ancient times. Although there are thousands of illusionary card players dedicated to maintaining the card player network, it definitely does not belong to anyone, and card players can connect through the brain domain. All industries above are flourishing. Live streaming, dueling, trading, college, online shopping. Everything is available. Kashi.net itself belongs to the realm of fantasy, but card players can participate in real card trading and social activities in virtual images. It can be said that Kashiwang has brought the distance into the world. As soon as Lu Cheng walked over and saw the Kashi website, he understood that it was not something new, it was just the metaverse of the Kashi continent. Everyone uses virtual images to shout advertisements in various blocks. Xinghue Online Course, 0 Basic Advanced Courses, 1. On point 1 Teaching, pass the card teacher test. English Short, Fierce, a peerless divine card, sell it whenever you see money. Open the blind box. Yesterday a young man in Star Do City opened a package of Emperor Purple. These are not the goals of Lu Cheng. In order to be cautious, Lu Cheng put on a mask. Quickly, he clicked on the destination. Winter Lion City Network College. Generally, colleges are opened in real life for better teaching results, but in reality, the climate in Winter Lion City is not good, with years of wind and snow covering, and classes can only be held online. Lu Cheng didn't really need to go to school, but he still came. Single-player competitions usually cannot hide too much strength. The occurrence of such odds 3 years ago was purely a mistake by the black bankers of Echo Bay. If they had carefully studied Lu Cheng's previous games, they would have found that he had a chance of winning, but in reality, the odds would never have reached that level. This time, Lu Cheng wanted to increase the odds for the off-field black market, so he decided to take another path, a more secure one. In addition to single-player duels, there are also team battles in card battles. Team battles are usually conducted in 5v5 format. It usually includes a silly tank class, two output classes that eat team resources but don't do anything, a wandering class that doesn't know where to go all the way, and an auxiliary class that carries the pot. Teams and schools are great places to hide one's identity. It is also easier to achieve high odds. What would be the odds for a student in a team battle, still in an auxiliary department, to one day stand on the stage of a solo duel competition and challenge a highly anticipated duel master off the field? However, he has never fought team battles. This is a brand new challenge. Lu Cheng naturally cannot afford tuition fees, but there is a test enrollment system during the Winter Lion enrollment season. He has learned that Winter Lion Academy controls a large expansion pack secret realm called Ice Troll Fjord in reality. It can produce a complete set of Ice Troll series decks. Winter Lion students have the opportunity to explore this secret realm and obtain cards, which has attracted many people to sign up for enrollment. The registration area is crowded with people. This is also too unfair. How could we possibly have beaten college teachers? Yeah, it's almost impossible to persist for 10 minutes. And randomly matched, what if my teammates cheat on me? Lu Cheng only stood for 2 minutes and knew that the test was a simple 2v1, as long as he persisted with a randomly matched teammate in the hands of the teacher for 10 minutes to pass. Quiet. Our Winter Lion Academy is not a junior college, that's all for the test. Either go and pay. Alright, the test starts. End of this chapter. Chapter 6. Test Duel. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6 Test Duel. Online battles involve card players engaging in real-time brain domain connections, engaging in battles in virtual scenes, and essentially simulating real situations. However, although Card Master Network is a mythical domain card, it cannot achieve the superpower of card replication. All cards are just virtual images, and of course, they cannot cause real damage or use real energy. For Lu Cheng, the good news is that the little sister in red can really act recklessly online, while the bad news is that time spent online will also pass. In reality, the little sister in red will still absorb Lu Cheng's soul power to maintain her card form. Lu Cheng was studying the competition system when suddenly a voice came from behind. "Hi buddy, are you my teammate?" Lu Cheng turned his head and glanced at the newcomer, who was chubby and amiable, with license plate number 665. "And I am 666. Lu Cheng organized his language and was about to speak. "It's okay, even though you're not a girl, I'll take you to lie down and win. Don't worry." "Thank you, then." Lu Cheng rubbed his temples. "Hey, you don't believe me with that expression." "Look," said the chubby man as he pulled out a card. White card, but there is already a faint light color on it. Before Lu Cheng could speak, a girl next to him exclaimed in surprise, "Wow, 5-star card." The girl's voice attracted a lot of onlookers. "Big shot, isn't this stable?" White 5-star is definitely one of the strong cards here, and passing the entrance exam should be very easy. It's a pity I'm number 523, handsome guy. "I'll give you 300 yuan, can we change the license plate?" the girl said to Lu Chengjiao. For girls, 300 yuan is too much money to buy an admission guarantee. "I'll go, 300. Is there such a good thing?" Lu Chenggang wants to agree. "Don't, I always follow the rules, don't bribe my teammates," said the fat man, pulling Lu Cheng aside. Lu Cheng was thinking about the 300 yuan and whispered to Lei Pang, "Big brother, aren't you taking care of your sister?" Lei Pang chuckled and said, "Dude, women only affect my playing speed." Lu Cheng. Dot. To be humorous, since I, Lei Pengzi, have arranged for you, it means that we have a fate and must be teammates today. The fat man's name is Lei Qianjian, and his name is very domineering, but he doesn't hide anything private. That white 5-star card is a grass slime card, grass slime expansion pack. Devil's City. Suburban Trail summoning card health. 147/147 energy. 67.4% level. Normal 5 introduction. Grass-type slimes have almost no attacking power, but their powerful reproductive ability can also make them very difficult to deal with card skill. Grass slime splitting, this card will consume energy to split into 10 spores when attacked, and after a period of time, the spores will grow into grass slime, juvenile, evolution mode 1. Planting. Evolutionary mode 2. Unknown. I have seen cards from the slime series, and the regular slime can be split into 2, while the grass slime can split into 10 under certain conditions, which has a special effect on enemies lacking range attacks. He remembers that grass slim's average individual health is only around 100, while fat carry's health is nearly 50% higher, indicating that he has taken good care of it. Brother, I plan to develop in the team and go for the shield system. What about you? Lei Qianjian asked. I assist. Is it a healing system? After thinking for a moment, Lu Cheng said, no, I'm from the amplification department. Oh, that, number 665666. Before the chubby guy could finish speaking, a notification came out from the amplification magic card at the testing site. So fast, let's go then. It should be okay. I'll hurt you, just hide a bit. At the entrance of the testing field, a man and a woman from the previous group were still arguing in dividing the pot. Finally, they left dejectedly, and Lu Cheng and Lei Qianren walked in. In front of me is a skinny old man, probably a teacher from the Winter Lion Academy. I've read all the rules, there's no limit. As long as you hold on to me for 10 minutes, even if you pass the level, whoever can't hold on will be eliminated. The old man seemed somewhat absent-minded. Lu Cheng and Lei Pengzi nodded. Okay, raise test site 3, Lakeside Cabin, test, start. Lu Chaoming is not a testing teacher, he is the director of the magic card department. He is a powerful 10-star blue card player, almost reaching the threshold of a purple card player. Originally, this venue was supposed to be with Teacher Wang, but due to unforeseen circumstances, only Lu Chaoming could replace it. This year doesn't look good, Lu Chaoming shook his head. He didn't notice any good signs in the afternoon. Summoning Grass Slim. As soon as the testing ground rose, a white light flashed past, and the fat man across from him summoned Grass Slim out. Lu Chaoming's eyes lit up. Can you summon a white 5-star creature without using any energy cards at the beginning? This chubby guy is a bit interesting. This almost doesn't require testing anymore, it must have passed. But Lu Chaoming actually wants to have some fun. Ice Bullet. Lu Chaoming pops up the most common low-cost spell card. Grass Slime will split as long as it is attacked, as expected. The Ice Bomb hit Slime, and Slime, with grass on his head, instantly split into 10 spores and sprayed them everywhere. To hit the nail on the head, Grass Slim is known for his split, so use this to teach him a lesson. Troll Roar, Ice Mist. This magic card from Ice Troll Fjord does not deal high damage, but it can be said to have no problem dealing with low-health young slime spores. It has a huge range and can also deal frost damage and slow down to the opponent's card player. With a loud roar, Ice Mist suddenly rose up on the scene, spreading towards the direction of Slime's growth. Lu Chaoming knew that the battle would end and the ice and mist covered his body. He was still wondering if he had started a bit harder, but he would definitely let the chubby guy enroll. Wait. Suddenly, a flame lit up on the opposite field, and the ice and mist that drifted by were dispersed quite a bit. Another person from the other party. Lu Chaoming's eyes froze as he looked through the mist at the masked young man in the opposite backyard. There is a restraint relationship between cards, and the fire-type heat source can indeed dispel ice and mist, but this card is not an ordinary stick that can be dispelled, so it is definitely not an ordinary stick. Assisted. It's even more interesting, both of them can enroll, but now, we still need to give them a lesson first. Don't be empty anymore. Mage decks usually carry a shield card or a life-saving card, and Lu Chaoming is no exception. Summon the Ice Troll Warrior. Blue 3. Star, a large creature with a health value of up to 600 points. This is the only set of defense cards in his ice magic deck. The 3-meter-tall troll roared all over, still shedding shattered ice on its body. Ice trolls are covered with ice armor and have a certain level of ice resistance and physical resistance. It is an excellent defensive creature. Teacher, you're going too far. It's unfair. The fat man across from shouted loudly. Hey, how many opponents in this world are there to tell you fairness? Go. Lu Chaoming commanded the troll to move slowly forward. The slime on Lu Cheng's field has already hatched. Hey buddy, hurry up and run. I'll drag it, but if I lose, I'll go pay the tuition. You have to hold on for 10 minutes. Lei Pang gritted his teeth and said to Lu Cheng Dao. Lu Cheng did not answer immediately. Just now, he ignited the spirit wood to dispel the ice mist, and in front of him was just a defense card from Blue 3 Star. In 10 minutes, there is still a chance. Summon, Bride Girl, Red. Red clothes immediately appeared quietly. Little sister, Swona team, help the slimes have fun. There are many slimes, and the encouraging effect of marrying the Swona team can be applied to all of them. Upon hearing the music, the slimes visibly rejoiced. Wow, buddy, you're such a girl. The shape of the wedding dress was appropriate, and she was a graceful little sister. Lei Pang's eyes lit up. Pang Gu, don't look at the girls for now. I gave Slim encouragement. They are moving faster. You command them not to board together, divide them into batches, and hold down the ice trolls. Great. Lei Pang agreed. Trolls don't move quickly. Originally, Slime was slower, but after encouragement, he became slightly more agile than the trolls, making it very difficult to clean up. It's about to pass in 5 minutes. Suddenly, a sound came from the other side of the field. Double-edged tomahawk plus Ice Troll Warrior, card synthesis, Ice Troll Berserker. End of this chapter. Chapter 7. Test passed. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Chapter 7 Test passed. A white light shot out, and the Ice Troll Warrior, who was nearly 3 meters tall, had a rusty battle axe in his hand. The card star rating has temporarily changed to Blue 4. Star. The Troll Warrior roared and began to launch an attack. It roared and waved its battle axe, and a young slime turned into white light and disappeared. However, the troll's movements were actually slower. It doesn't seem to matter, even if it has more weapons, it won't be possible to clean up the strengthened slime in 10 minutes. Let's pass the level together, Lei Pang said reassuringly as he looked at the scene on the field. Lu Cheng didn't answer, just took a deep breath. It's been 3 years. Finally, I have once again stepped onto the stage of the duel. This feeling is wonderful. I finally got into the groove. I haven't played for 3 years, it's a bit late, but it's not too late either. The ice troll in front of him was still opening and closing, and Lu Cheng closed his eyes. Ice Bullet, Ice Mist. A typical mage deck. Ice trolls, with their flesh shield creatures covered in rugged ice armor, are just enough to become protective cards for mages. Everything looks normal. But why would a valuable mage deck be equipped with an axe instead of a shield for an ice troll? And in 10 minutes, if the opponent wants to win quickly, why would they use the slow-moving ice troll? Dueling masters not only rely on powerful cards and excellent combat skills, but also must have extraordinary thinking. Lu Cheng suddenly opened his eyes and said, "Brother Lei, I have a little trick. Would you like to hear it?" "Harmful, just say it." Lei Qianjian is in a good mood now. Grass Slim's clone, combined with the encouragement of his teammate in front of him, has stabilized the scene. Winning is impossible, but 10 minutes is definitely no problem. You quietly recall 2 young slimes. Ah. In that case, it may not be possible to hold on. Although Lei Qianjian didn't know what Lu Cheng was going to do, he quietly summoned the 2 young slimes to his side. Lu Cheng stared intently at the movements of the ice troll. It roared and raised its battle axe high, ready to chop it down. This is the blow. This action is not right, the next action is definitely not a downward slash. Lego, the target is you, hide. Command Grass Slim to cover your torso position. Lei Qianjian was taken aback. Slim is a soft summoner, what kind of warfare is it when it covers him? But he reacted quite quickly. Upon hearing the prompt, command Slim to attach himself and instinctively flash. At the next moment, a spinning flying axe with a large canopy of ice and snow crazily cut over enchant throw. Lu Cheng guessed correctly. The opponent's goal is not to eliminate slime at all, but to directly behead the card master. The interference of this deck is very strong, and basically no one can defend against slow-moving, meat shield, ice trolls, but the real killing move is to coldly enchant the ice magic to the battle axe, and then throw it by the crazy warrior. The cold associated with ice magic slows down the surroundings, and without defense, the opponent is basically unable to avoid it. Lu Chaoming relied on this trick to defeat many opponents. Indeed, he can end the battle directly with Malicious Frost, but he just wants to play with entertainment tricks. I think the 2 new students on the opposite side have very exciting expressions now. Ha! What's going on? Why are you still standing across from me? Lu Chaoming didn't understand how this blow failed, but he had no time to think much. Now he could only use all his magic cards to bomb. He mobilized his energy and pulled out a blizzard card. Teacher, it's 10 minutes. Slime Reproductive System Expansion Pack. Non-derived warfare techniques level. Normal 2 introduction. Soft slime has plasticity and stickiness, and can indeed be used as armor, provided that you can withstand the slippery feeling. Card skill. Soft armor, using grass slime to cover body parts. When that part is damaged and has state effects, slime will take over. Lei Qianjian flipped the battle skill card in his hand. This is the little trick that Lu Cheng just obtained in battle. Oh my goodness, this is too amazing, buddy. Do you call this a little trick? Clever hand stumbled upon it. Lu Cheng shrugged his shoulders. This is the truth. For Lu Cheng, this can only be considered a small trick, but Lei Qianjian doesn't think so. At the reminder of Lu Cheng, he used slime to cover key areas, endured the deceleration effect of frost, and shared the damage, allowing him to successfully avoid the sneak attack of ice trolls. The expression of astonishment on the old teacher across from me is still imprinted in my mind. Most importantly, he also learned combat skills. Grass Slim's defensive deck, this battle skill card can completely become the core. As soon as the 2 walked out, the area chat exploded. Oh my god, I really came out of test field 3. Someone really can pass. Pang Gu is too strong to withstand such attacks. I won with my support and strength. Hey, why didn't I rank for Fat Brother? I think Fat Brother can win with a dog, there's nothing wrong with it. Lei Qianjian quickly sent a message. It's my teammate Nyobi. Really? No one believes it, because from the picture, it seems that he resisted all the attacks with all his might, and the support on one side did nothing except light a fire and shoot Miss Zhang. Pang Gu is still low. Key. Big shots are big shots. Lei Qianjian was also helpless. Lu Cheng was very happy, but don't think he was awesome. It would be best if the whole world thought he was lying down before he could make a big splash and take out all the money from Gozhuang. But just thinking about the duel with Lei Qianjian earlier, he let himself slip away first. This person is okay, he can handle it, and if something happens, he's really up to it. Brother Lu, we'll split up tomorrow. I'll go to the shield card division. Are you really going to assist the division? Lei Qianjian hesitated for a moment. Yeah, what's wrong? Lu Cheng felt a bit strange. It's nothing, brother. I wish you happiness first. Lu Cheng doesn't know what's wrong with the auxiliary system, but it's getting late and it's time to take it offline. We'll know tomorrow. Then I'll go first, fat brother. See you later, and bring me back next time. Returning to the cabin, Lu Chengji fell asleep. But dreams are not very beautiful. Not right. It's probably not good at all. In my dream, a red-clothed table stood in front of my bed when suddenly a cold wind blew up, lifting a bloody veil. Lu Cheng suddenly woke up with a start. In the winter, I was sweating profusely. After checking, Reddy still lay quietly in her deck before finally letting go. Yesterday's test has passed, and today is the day for school. All students at Dongsha College can participate in online classes using virtual images, which is much more convenient than real colleges. On the card player website, card players can freely engage in virtual battles in virtual venues without worrying about card damage or personal injury, which can be said to have many benefits. But not all courses have been moved online by the school. Winter Lion Academy requires students to participate in real-life courses next semester. Lu Qingting agrees with this teaching method. This continent is extremely martial. Without true danger, one can never train a true card player. Just like the duel between card players, the real arena is always more eye-catching than the online arena. Card players experience real death battles in the arena and obtain supreme honors, which is much more exciting than online. At the same time, in reality, card players need to form teams to enter various secret realms, and the mortality rate is very high. Students must go through real experience. Lu Cheng stopped his thoughts, grabbed a handful of snow, and wiped his face. Brain domain link, Kashuang. Lu Cheng, your student ID is 51XXXXXX. Welcome to enroll, please select the department you want to join. Auxiliary System. You have been assigned to Class 3 of the Auxiliary Department. Wishing you success in your studies, a white light flashed past, and Lu Cheng appeared in the virtual classroom. He came late. However, he finally understood what Lei Pang's strange expression and beautiful wishes meant yesterday. End of this chapter. Chapter 8. Social Fear. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8 Social Fear. Wow, it's a handsome guy. Let's take a look after the mask is off. I said there must be a little brother in our class, right? There must be one in both classes. Look, am I accurate? There are 3 in class 1, why do we only have 1? Lu Cheng's face remained expressionless, and even if he wore a mask with an expression, there was no problem, but his heart was filled with grandeur. Auxiliary System Nurse Card Maker, Wet Nurse Card Maker, all girls. Whether it's team exploration or team battles, the basic role of assistants is to use healing and energy cards to restore health and mana for the entire team. On the Card Master continent, girls have a very high affinity for this type of card. This leads to the perennial rise of yin and yang in the auxiliary system. Just like there are very few girls in the shield card division. What a mistake. Cough, are there 3 students in class 1? Can I transfer shifts? Faced with the warblers and swallows in front of him, Lu Cheng was extremely anxious. Even a duel master cannot solve such a scene. Handsome guy, what's your name and where do you live? Little brother, we will be attending classes in reality next semester. Would you like to live in a female dormitory? Which dormitory are you planning to choose? That's yours, Lu Cheng replied angrily. The girl who asked the question let out a coquettish cry and dodged. Everyone be quiet, the teacher is here. Everyone doesn't know anyone, they each look for seats. Lu Cheng felt like a thorn in his back wherever he sat. But soon it calmed down. 3 years ago, I was successfully attacked, partly because of my social anxiety and fewer friends. This time of rebirth, we must overcome it and suffer from social anxiety disorder. Glancing around, there happened to be no one next to the girl who asked about the dormitory. Lu Chengsua walked up to her, and the girl's face turned red. Hi, future roommates, how about we be desk mates first? The teacher is a middle-aged woman. Before class, she took out her glasses, with ruby edges, and wiped them with a card. In the virtual sunlight, the gemstone flashed a glimmer of light. She introduced herself as Lu Jianhong. The first class was mostly about the teacher blowing water, and Lu Cheng didn't feel the need to be particularly serious. School is a great place with secret resources, human resources, and the ability to hide one's identity effectively. After Lu Cheng crossed over, he did not have a systematic learning foundation, which may have some benefits, but the improvement of his strength mainly relies on the power of Eastern mythology. He lowered his head in contemplation. Reborn, with a goal. How should we mainly implement it? The black card in my mind requires a lot of energy, which means it requires a lot of money to enter the underworld again. We need to make money. Lu Cheng, you can answer this question. Ah. Like the scumbags around the world, Lu Cheng stood up, feeling a bit confused. What is the question, Ding? Lu Cheng quietly checked the news. What is the most important ability of an assistant card player? The girl at his desk playfully blinked at him. Fortunately, the card master can chat privately online. He is really a benefactor, cough, cough. Lu Cheng cleared his throat and said, I think the most important thing in assisting a card player is survival ability. The whole class is silent. The desk mate's beautiful eyes widened. Teacher Lu pushed the ruby frame. Are you sure, this student? I'm sure, Lu Cheng touched his face. How could they have such expressions? Is my understanding incorrect? Classmate, look at the first page and second sentence of the book. Lu Cheng checked the electronic textbook. The most important thing for auxiliary card players is their ability to help their teammates. Isn't this ridiculous, teacher? I have different ideas. Can you tell me? Lu Jianhong became interested. Although she likes to show off her wealth, she prefers to show off her teaching ability in front of colleagues. Generally, students with ideas will not have poor grades in the future. The premise is that the idea should not be too foolish. Teacher, in the 5v5 duel race, a wet nurse used Fountain of Life to reply to a tank that had used Stone Skin technique. Who do you think the opponent will fight against? Output card maker, Teacher Lu said without hesitation. Teacher, the first line of the first page of the output card player textbook states that the most important ability for output card players is survival. Only when they are alive can they have output. They are all human spirits. Through my analysis of teen professional competitions in recent years, it is almost impossible to successfully attack weak output first. Turning fire to assist card players has gradually become a way to break through the situation. Do you want to play a game? Lu Jianhong raised her eyebrows, and the ruby frame became even brighter. Yes, Lu Chenghui replied. Teacher Lu raised his hand and pushed his glasses, revealing the jade ring on his finger. At present, in the golden competition, the output card players still attack each other, assist and tanks fully protect each other. Classmate, your statement is not true. After thinking for a moment, Lu Cheng said. This is because the golden events are too low-end. The class suddenly became noisy. The desk mate's expression is also very exciting. The golden competition is too low-end. What is the word tiger and wolf? Bronze and silver tournaments are not fake at the low end, while gold tournaments are definitely big tournaments. Moreover, platinum and diamond level card games can almost be called textbooks. Platinum and diamond level tournaments are rare to see for years, and higher level duel master tournaments will enter the arena of duels, attracting worldwide attention. Higher peak tournaments can be directly described as a competition of national strength. The level of the card and the level of the card player are actually virtual, and every duel master is a true powerhouse killed in a dead fight. In order to launch a surprise attack on Lu Cheng back then, the mastermind behind the scenes in Echo Bay was almost completely defeated, as evidenced by the power of the duel master. Classmate, my suggestion is to stay grounded and take it step by step, do you think? What the teacher said is. Besides, in the future, everyone will protect the auxiliary card players in the team's secret realm, Teacher Lu continued. Teacher, I have also checked the data and found that the overall mortality rate of auxiliary card players in the secret realm is relatively low. Lu Cheng took a deep breath. That's right, so everyone should still give their precious slots to auxiliary cards. Lu Jianhong breathed a sigh of relief when he saw Lu Cheng agree. But teacher, this is just a low-intensity secret realm. If we take the data apart and look at it, in a team under immense pressure and extreme danger, auxiliary card players without self-protection ability will have the highest mortality rate in the entire profession once they fall into crisis. The voices of discussion disappeared, and the whole class fell silent. This student, please sit down first and we will continue with the lecture. Lu Cheng sat down slowly. Looking at the virtual scenery outside the window, these are all true, and every percentage point is a cold fact. 3 years ago, I lived too recklessly, but this time, with the Huaxia card set, I must live on and not waste my youth. End of this chapter. Chapter 9. Intense Experience. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Chapter 9 Intense Experience. The cold winter snow seems to have no impact on this mansion. With energy, the central temperature control card will make it warm like spring. Lu Jianhong stood up from the chair and casually used an advanced energy potion card to slowly charge the temperature control. Although she is the homeroom teacher of Class 3, she only teaches auxiliary courses. Now, the students are teaching card teacher history with the students of Assassin Card Teacher Class 3. Her expression was somewhat confused and also somewhat confused. In the classroom just now, the most important ability for auxiliary card players is survival. In extremely dangerous situations, auxiliary card players without self-protection ability have the highest mortality rate. Arriving at the table, slowly taking off the jade ring, and then gently caressing the photo frame on the table, inside was a man with a cheerful smile. I took a deep breath and connected to the teacher network of our school. Search for new student information, Lu Cheng. Lu Cheng, student ID 510X×X×X×X, test enrollment, address. Shuyuan in the eastern part of border town. Lu Jianhong frowned, so remote. Retrieve test recordings. I carefully watched the battle video of Lu Cheng's entrance exam. Is the testing teacher actually the head of the magic department? Lu Jianhong was slightly surprised. In the video, as a chubby tank, he performed exceptionally stunning, dragging a blue card with all his might, and finally accurately discovered the killing move. At the critical moment, he used his wild combat skills card to dodge the flying axe. She couldn't help but think that if there were such students in her class, the college cup would be stable. And the performance of Lu Cheng in the early stages, it could be considered good, but later on, I was a bit dazed. After the auxiliary red-clad girl appeared, she gave an encouragement, and since then, Lu Cheng has been staying with her in the backcourt. Lu Jianhong pondered that if she were to use it, she should let the girl who had finished inspiring go to the front court, buy more time, and even use it as a shield for the card player, so that the pressure of being a fat tank can be reduced. And when flying the axe, the chubby man quickly made a dodge move, but Lu Cheng still stood in the back without moving. If the target is him, I believe he has already been killed. Lu Jianhong is definitely not a nitpicking person. She knows that as a new student, Lu Cheng's performance is definitely qualified, but the fat guy is just too stunning. This student can pay attention to it. Course on the History of the Continent by Kashi. Attention students, this is an error-prone question. The original mythological card of the Nordic card series is not Boden, but rather a Golden in Ga Gully, in the Douyu domain. The source of the gap cannot be traced, and it is located in chaos, resembling a knife or axe. Teacher, what kind of giant can use what kind of axe to break through the Jin en Jia Gu gap? A student from the assassin department asked in confusion. This is just a metaphor. Besides, these two mythological cards may not have been in the world for thousands of years. Lu Cheng is actually very interested in mainland history. When he first started wearing more and more, besides crazy training, the rest of his time was spent learning about world history. The Card Master continent was full of wonders, with various expansion packs available, covering a wide range of topics. For example, the teaching whip in the hand of Teacher Shi, who is tapping on the electronic blackboard on the podium, is a 9 3/4 inch red oak, unicorn tail hair. Lu Cheng knew that it must come from the expansion pack, Hogwarts. But strangely, the brilliant civilization of the East seems to have never appeared in this world before. Now it's considered a case solved. I'm carrying it with me. Although Lu Cheng was not quite sure, he vaguely felt that the black card in his brain was not just the Yudu, but a projection of the three realms. How many strange stories and touching myths and legends from my hometown are there inside? Lu Chengxin knows the belly clearly. Just thinking about it makes me excited. You must earn enough money to buy energy cards. Lu Cheng has an extraordinary talent for duels, but making money is nonsense. Apart from playing games, I only have to work at the card printing factory now. He estimated that it would be difficult for him to use 2 white 3-star cards, making him a white 2-star card player. As for his physical strength, Lu Cheng is confident that he will not use any cards to battle against blue cards. Overall, the current situation is a bit early for competitions with bonuses. He envies the other travelers and rebirths who have been maneuvering and making a lot of money in the Afterlife Mall. But for a social phobia, doing business is also too difficult. So, from now on, aspire to become a social obsessive-compulsive disorder patient. But before socializing, it's better to fill out the scholarship application first. The Winter Lion Academy is known by its name as a public college in the kingdom, although it is not as good as private colleges and aristocratic colleges, but fortunately it really saves money. Moreover, in order to avoid outstanding students working part-time to delay their studies, students can apply for scholarships, which will be approved by their homeroom teacher. Although not many, Lu Cheng looked at the conditions of the scholarship credits. It looks quite difficult. Lu Cheng was wandering around on the electronic application form when suddenly his desk mate gently tugged at Lu Cheng's hem, interrupting his thoughts. Ah, roommate, have you had that intense 1v1 experience? Ah. Wait a moment. Tang Wenyao, a desk mate, doesn't look like she has a character in her name. She looks like a scumbag. The history teacher was eloquent on stage, while Tang Wenyao was holding a romance novel. What plot did you see? Did you ask such a question? She shouldn't be thinking. Take a look at your appearance, it's okay. I'm definitely not at a disadvantage. Ah bah. Lu Cheng organized half a minute of language and said solemnly, girl, read less yellow books. It's not good for your health. Although school doesn't prohibit dating. I'm talking about duels. Oh, that's okay then. Do you think a grand duel really leads to a grand love story? Do we have the opportunity to assist card players like this? Lu Cheng looked at her and saw that she was just such a girl. He could knock her down in just 2 seconds on the duel stage. If he punched her, she would probably cry for half a night, and her face might not be clear. She's still in love. After careful consideration for a while, he said, you can consider this. After losing the team game, you can split the pot with the output team and have a spectacular fight with your own output team. I see a scene. I'm sorry. After a textbook-like friendly exchange, Lu Cheng nodded in satisfaction. With so many people at school, it is indeed a good place to cultivate social skills. After going offline, my consciousness returned to the dilapidated cottage in the border town. Although Lu Cheng's cabin is said to be located in a border town, it is a long distance away from the town. In fact, it is located at the border of the Winter Lion Kingdom and the Heavenly Holy Empire, with harsh climate and poor soil. It is quite far from the outposts of both sides and is not within the actual control line of either side, with few human traces. 3 years ago, when the brain domain deck was still barely usable, Lu Cheng used 7 pieces of needle leaf cold shirt wood to build his own wooden house to block wind and rain. The snow had stopped, and when we walked to the back of the house, we dug out 2 potatoes we had planted. You have obtained the card, potato, 2. Ghost carp need to be frugal in eating, even roasted potatoes are fine. That's how it has been for 3 years. Lu Cheng held the potato and suddenly remembered something. Will fish like ghost carp in the underworld not be affected by bad weather? End of this chapter. Chapter 10. Win-win. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10. Win-win. Creatures sealed in cards will not grow unless the card player uses energy or special methods. Lu Cheng plans to raise fish behind his home. Due to the limited capacity of the card deck, when Lu Cheng came out of the Nahe River, he brought a card called Nahe River, and now he lies quietly in the card deck. Although the amount of water is small, conducting an experiment should be possible. After eating the simple baked potatoes, Lu Cheng went to the back of the house. Carefully tie a wooden barrel with a piece of red shirt wood. Leather, plus, wooden bucket, card synthesis. Basically, anyone in mainland China is proficient in using basic cards, except for those who cannot take care of their basic life. The synthesis of basic cards by Lu Cheng is naturally easy to come by. Outside the red-clothed wooden house, there are everywhere, and leather is a previously dried stock. Before winter arrives, Lu Cheng will also go out to hunt to make a living. Soon, a bucket card that could hold water was ready. Lu Cheng placed the bucket inside the house and took out the card, Nahe River, and put it inside. As expected, there was not enough water, only 1/3 of the bucket. He added some melted snow water from the campfire inside the house into the bucket and mixed it up. The Nahe River was mixed with dirty snow water, so it was enough to gather a bucket. I don't know if ghost carp can survive and reproduce in such an ecosystem. Lu Cheng tried to put the ghost carp into the bucket, but although the conditions were poor, there was nothing he could do. Ding, you have successfully created the basic ecology of the card ghost carp, and ghost carp will thrive in it. Success. However, a ghost carp cannot reproduce, so Lu Cheng picked 1 male and 1 female and put them in a bucket. It's not that he doesn't want to put more. Ghost carp is a big fish, and the space for both to move in the bucket at the same time is already very small, unable to accommodate a third party. We have achieved great success. Check the status of ghost carp. Card status. Evolving, efficiency 6.1%, reproducting, efficiency 34.8%, aging, efficiency 161.7%. Influencing factors. Insufficient water volume in the Nahe River, significant decrease in reproductive efficiency, insufficient yin qi, significant decrease in evolutionary efficiency. The space is cramped. Sure enough, the efficiency of this temporarily built ecosystem is very low, but its ability to reproduce and grow has already made Lu Chengshi look beyond expectations, at least seeing hope for sustainable development. He is too weak now, and the capacity of the white level 2 card player's deck can only carry so many cards at once, which makes Lu Cheng feel a bit regretful. Otherwise, he would have to transplant the entire nameless beach of the Nahe River. But now that I have returned to the path of becoming a card player, everything will be better. Rubbing his hands, Lu Cheng added a piece of red shirt wood to the bonfire inside the house and started exercising his energy next to it. This can be considered as the second practice, and the exercise speed is naturally very fast. But there are ultimately not many shortcuts to exercise, and it still takes a considerable amount of time to recover to its peak level. Lu Cheng slowly absorbs natural energy, and most of the energy in this world can be converted into universal energy for card players to use. After a few breaths, he suddenly discovered another type of energy. The first appearance of Eastern cards in this world brought about changes that he could not imagine. And there is a little sister in his own brain deck, and at this moment, her cards are emitting a unique energy. A chilling energy. Lu Cheng felt it a little bit, just like the smell of hell. Yin Qi. As a Chinese, this word is almost blurted out. There has never been yin energy in this world. At that time, I didn't dare to suck, but picked pure energy. Unexpectedly, in reality, yin qi can still exist independently. Can we try converting it to universal energy? Lu Cheng held her breath and carefully absorbed a wisp of yin qi, studying it carefully. Quickly, he had determined that yin qi, like soul power, could exist independently of universal energy. This is a unique expense unique to the East, and Lu Cheng estimates that many cards in the underworld can use this expense. And, yin qi can also be transformed into universal energy. Just as legend has it, yin qi is harmful to the soul of living people. Lu Cheng was so excited that he almost jumped up. Is that all? Even red clothes dare to stuff into the deck, and I'm afraid of sucking yin qi. The loss of yin energy cannot be compared to holding red clothes. No big deal, just eat more fish. Lu Cheng still felt that there were too few scattered cards, so he summoned the girl in the wedding dress. The girl obediently knelt on the ground in front of Lu Cheng, like a neighboring sister. Others may think it's too warm to have such a neighbor sister, but Lu Cheng knows her very well and feels that the atmosphere inside the room is immediately gloomy. Taking a deep breath, he could feel the yin energy constantly escaping from around the girl. Sister, let's do this. You've been sucking on me for several days now, and I've been sucking on you too. Anyway, it's a waste of your yin energy spreading out. Why don't you give me a cheaper price? Let's win. Wedding girl. If you don't speak, I'll assume you agree. Wedding girl. Lu Chengduan sat next to the bride-dressed girl, her energy rapidly increasing. She was like a generator, estimated to be more than 4 times faster than her usual cultivation speed. This is also too exciting. Glancing at the young girl, why don't you just let your heart flutter and get the red clothes out? If the girl is a generator, then red clothes is a nuclear power plant. How bold a person is, how much a ghost has, as long as they have the courage, red clothes will be on maternity leave. However, in just 1 second, Lu Cheng denied this foolish idea. The girl in the wedding dress next to her should be the same as the one in the red dress before her death. After a few days of contact, Lu Cheng confirmed that the girl in the wedding dress was completely harmless. If it weren't for being impolite, Lu Cheng would even dare to go up and lift his hat. But red clothes is an absolute ghost, there is no doubt about it. Lu Cheng didn't know what the well-behaved girl had encountered and eventually turned into that kind of thing. Although he is the owner of the card, Lu Cheng has never truly faced red clothes. In just 1 second by the Nahe River, he felt a sudden cardiac arrest. If his reaction was a bit slow, he would have seen the king of hell again. Lu Cheng is a duel master who has fought in life and death many times. The original optimal solution during testing was to give away the girl in wedding attire and summon a red-clad opponent. But it's not a fight to the death. If Red Shirt goes crazy and breaks the troll into over 3,000 pieces, draws blood and writes 749 words of death, causing indelible mental damage to teachers and classmates, then it won't be fun. Although it's your own card, it's better not to let that thing out as much as possible. Who knows how much it will cost to quell the resentment of red clothes? Is 100 favorability really enough to burn? If there were any problems, it would really be troublesome. Lu Cheng quietly glanced at the girl in the wedding dress. Didn't she like the soft girl in front of him? The energy is rapidly increasing, and the energy container is also getting bigger. In just 2 hours, the land-bearing energy level has reached the white 3-star level. Don't underestimate that it has only increased by 1 star, which means that in the past, only 2 white 2-star cards could be used at the same time. Now, 2 3-star cards can be used at the same time, and the energy capacity and utilization efficiency have nearly doubled. Lu Cheng stopped practicing and recalled the Wedding Girl deck, feeling that dual cultivation is fast. Is Yin Chi. He looked at the black card in his brain domain. I don't know where the spiritual energy of the Eastern world lies, but where is the immortal energy of the immortal world? End of this chapter.